everyone, and welcome to the 2020 Election Simulation Kickoff Rally. I'm Michelle Stern.
And I'm Katie Shu, and we'll be your hosts.
Wait. What's the election simulation anyway?
So every year, seniors are assigned candidates, special interest groups, or behind-the-scenes social media coverage roles. Pressing issues that will be addressed this year are COVID-19, Black Lives Matter, immigration, abortion, education, and climate change.
This year's election simulation will feature 4 separate races. Firstly, for Queensborough President, we have Joanne Ariola, representing the Republican Party, and Donovan Richards Jr., representing the Democratic Party.
Hi, my name is Joanne Ariola, and I'm running for Queensborough President. I plan to bring law and order back to our borough and rid it of the insanity that will be brought if the Democrats continue ruining it. These Democrats want to push criminals into our communities and take away our sense of security while using our tax money, $8.7 billion of it, to maintain Rikers Island, but keep it closed. Taxpayers shouldn't have to foot an $8.7 billion bill to bring criminals into our backyards, and now they want to defund the police, even though there's a rise in violent crimes, while bringing criminals, which will raise the violent crime rate even more. Communities depend on the police to keep them safe and secure, but with these proposed budget cuts, they lack the resources to protect these communities. So how can we be safe then? I'm Joanne Ariola, and I plan to fix all of these. That's why you should vote for me on Election Day.
Hey guys, my name is Donovan Richards, and I am the Democratic nominee running to be your Queensborough president. I was born and raised here in the Rockaways in Queens. I started my career in politics when my childhood friend died from gun violence at the tender age of 19. Since then, I took it personally to solve this issue, and I've been fighting so you don't have to see what I had to see. I was on the city council from 2013 to 2017, and I fought for many things for Queens during this time. When I become borough president, I will do many things to make Queens beautiful again. Small businesses in Queens deserve more recognition during this pandemic. I will fight to make sure funds are allocated more fairly amongst all boroughs. I have fought against police oppression and conducted multiple Know Your Rights events to raise awareness. I will continue to push for police reform. I aim to fight against xenophobia and create a new immigrant welcome center so people can get the help they deserve, because we welcome everyone here in Queens. Together, we can build a new Queens that works for everyone. Vote Richards to make Queens richer.
Running for New York's 11th Congressional District, we have Republican candidate Nicole Malliotakis and Democratic candidate Max Rose.
Hi, my name is Nicole Malliotakis, and I'm running to be your Congresswoman. I was born and raised in New York City from a family of immigrants, so you can say that I'm a New Yorker through and through. I held office as a New York State Assemblywoman for the past 3 terms and helped the city recover after Hurricane Sandy devastated my district of Staten Island. I'm a strong advocate for our planet and animals. I want to expand on renewable energy and support legislation that will pass stricter laws on animal cruelty. So on Election Day, you get to decide who you want advocating for our state. So if you want control, head to the polls and vote Nicole. Take control and vote Nicole.
Hello, my name is Max Rose, and I am the 11th Congressional District Representative running for re-election under the Democratic Party. As a veteran and a citizen, the well-being of our nation has always been my first priority. We are so divided by political parties that we've become ignorant to the dangers facing us all. I am not afraid to stand up and say that Bill de Blasio is driving New York City into the ground, and I will not stay silent about it. I am ready to fight the health crisis facing our nation using strategic plans to stabilize COVID-19, and I will not stop until our beautiful city begins to heal. Additionally, I will not stand by as anyone is discriminated because of their gender, race, religion, or sexual orientation. Politics should not and will not be a game that only the wealthy and powerful play. It has real consequences in the lives of the majority, and I pledge to keep fighting for those who have been unheard. Unlike my opponent, Ms. Malliotakis, who was endorsed by President Trump, my ideologies are not influenced by party or by political gain. Rather, they are generated with the hope to better the city I've grown up in, the city that my son will grow up in. Thank you, and remember, take it to the polls, vote Rose.
Running for New York's 14th Congressional District, we have Republican candidate John Cummings and Democratic candidate Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Hello, my name is John Cummings. I'm the Republican nominee running to represent the 14th Congressional District. As a Bronx native, former police officer, and Catholic high school history teacher, I'm well aware of the prominent issues facing our beloved city. with the spikes in burglaries, rising rates of unemployment, and congestion within our transportation system, it's time real change actually came. I'm always interacting and speaking to parents, teenagers, businesses, and local politicians on what steps I should take to holistically improve our community. It's not possible to rely on bureaucrats sitting in DC to bring change to a city they know absolutely nothing about. It's time the ordinary citizens stand up for the working class. While my opponents speak loudly, I'd rather let my actions and my ties to my community speak on my behalf. At the end of the day, personal experience and genuine concern for shaping the community I represent matters more than making a surface-level name for yourself on a national platform. Watch out, Cortez. We're coming for you.
I'm Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez,
And I'm running for Congress in the New York State 14th Congressional District. Unlike my opponents, I'm ready to start addressing the issue of racism and stop addressing it as the issue of race.
COVID has further exposed the injustices in our country that are frontlined in Black and colored communities.
Economic inequality affects all of us, and rewarding the wealthy must end.
We can't leave the poorest of the poor behind, even if some of my opponents might think that they're just a sliver of the economy. We need to create policies that acknowledge everyone in America, including the working class.
I've worked 18-hour days as a waitress, and so I know what it feels like to be underrepresented as a working person. We need guaranteed healthcare and higher education for everyone. My opponents attempted to ignite fear about the Green New Deal.
However, plans like these will provide millions of good-paying jobs and stimulate the economy.
Plans like this will also help us to transition from fossil fuels to renewable energy. During these trying times, we must emerge with confidence.
It's your time to intervene. Vote AOC for District 14.
And finally, running for President and Vice President of the United States of America, we have Donald Trump and Mike Pence representing the Republican Party, and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris representing the Democratic Party.
Hello, America. It is an honor to be speaking with you all. As your Vice President, I've served you for the last 4 years. Together with President Trump, we have brought upon a new era of American politics. From jobs to taxes to healthcare, the American people have never been more satisfied. We have a crucial election coming up this November. If Joe Biden and his Vice President were elected, America would be set back years of prosperity and achievement. Democrats like Joe Biden use the media and propaganda to fool the American people. They instill doctrines of division and paranoia into the general public. President Trump and I plan to continue our ambitious reforms to improve the quality of life of all. Be sure to vote Trump and Pence this election to keep America great.
Good morning, fellow Americans. It is your President, Donald J. Trump. In this upcoming election, I'm running against Silly O. Joe. It's my civic duty as your President to make sure Silly O. Joe remains in a mental facility and not the office of the presidency. Democrats will often have you fooled by their fake news and propaganda. Under the 4 years of my presidency, job rates have been an all-time high. Unemployment rates have been practically non-existent. Everybody has a job. You got a job. You got a job. You got a job. He has a job. Everybody has a job. These unemployment rates stem from my policies. The economy is doing amazing. Stock market has never been this high before. Under my presidency, America has seen the best 4 years it's seen since 1776. And hopefully, this upcoming election day, we can keep that strike. We can keep that streak on. In the next 4 years, if Joe gets elected president, we will see absolutely hell. The man does not know how to form sentences, let alone run a country. So make sure on election day you vote Donald and Pence.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. My name is Kamala Harris. I am a Democrat running in this political race for Vice President alongside my running mate, former Vice President Joe Biden. In fact, I am the first Black woman to run for Vice President. I was born in Oakland, California on October 20th, 1964. Unlike our current president, I actually have political experience. I knew politics was in my nature since I was 13, when in Montreal, my sister and I led a successful demonstration in protest of a policy that banned children from playing on the lawn. Our president is one who takes tragedies and turns them into political weapons. But I have a vision of our nation as a beloved community, where all are welcome no matter what we look like, where we come from, or who we love. COVID-19 has no eyes, and yet it knows exactly how we see each other, how we treat each other. So let's be clear, there's no vaccine for racism. But by voting for me, I'll make sure that we set things straight. We've got to do the work. For George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, the lives of too many to name. Let's do it for our children and for all of us. Thank you.
Hi, folks. I'm Joe Biden. If you don't know me already, I'm the Democratic nominee running for president alongside Kamala Harris, my vice presidential nominee. When I left office 4 years ago, the economy and political climate was far better than when I started out. Throughout the 4 years that Trump has been president, however, all he did was undo all the good that he came into office with. Now the economy is a disaster, people are out of work, and Trump doesn't care. And if he says otherwise, it's because he's lying. Trump might not care about the American people, but I do. I want to turn this country around. We need America back on its feet. I want an America where everybody is entitled to accessible, universal health care. I believe that there should be regulations on big corporations to stop the exploitation of workers and the environment. And these are common sense policies, folks. So vote for common sense. Vote for Biden.
Now, let's introduce our interest groups.
Wait, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Not everyone knows what an interest group is.
Fine. Basically, an interest group is an advocacy group that's ultimately trying to influence the public opinion and thus public policy. But I think I've said too much. Let's let the groups speak for themselves.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello. We are the American Medical Association. We stand for affordable health care here in the U.S.
For our doctors and physicians in the fields and on the courts.
For the development of medicine and patient care.
For taking on the pandemic when our leaders could not.
We stand for you and your right to stay healthy. Access to quality health care is not something political. It's a human right.
We are the AMA.
We are Black Lives Matter, founded in 2013 in response to the release of Trayvon Martin's murder. Our mission is to eradicate white supremacy and build local power to intervene in violence inflicted on Black communities by the state.
This year, we have seen more support for the movement following the death of George Floyd. In a country that has historically always been divided, we are striving towards a more equitable future. By countering acts of violence, encouraging Black imagination and creativity, and centering in on Black joy, we are improving lives.
We are fighting for a
better,
right, more just future
for every American.
Voting blue this year is the key. We are the DNC.
Hello, we are the Environmental Defense Fund. Our goal is to slow and eventually stop climate change by limiting pollution, making America's energy production cleaner, and protecting oceans and forests. We are nonpartisans, meaning that we don't support Republicans or Democrats. We pride ourselves on using science, economics, and the law to build a cleaner, greener future for the United States and the world. Support us by checking out our website, edf.org, and stay tuned for announcements and ads throughout the election season. EDF, we're protecting the climate with strategies that work.
We are NARAL, the National Association for the Repeal of Abortion Laws. We are 2.5 million members who fight for the reproductive freedom of all people. Since the establishment of this organization in 1969, our members have worked hard to enforce reform and change on both a political and cultural level. Every woman should have the right to choose if, when, and with whom she wants to start a family. We'll never stop fighting to protect and expand this fundamental human right. Join us in this fight.
We are the National Alliance to End Homelessness. Nearly 570,000 people face homelessness in America, and roughly 8 million low-income families contribute half their income to housing. It's safe to say that there's simply not enough affordable housing available to Americans. More must be done to prevent the cycle of homelessness in the United States. We advocate for better federal policies regarding homelessness, increase federal spending for affordable housing, analyze data to inform politicians and the public, and to provide physical operable assistance to affected communities. Please support the National Alliance to End Homelessness.
We are the National Immigration Forum. For the past 30 years, we have been advocating to promote the values of immigrants throughout our nation.
With over 90 million immigrants in America as of 2019, our goal is to ensure that immigrants can thrive by advocating for policy change that helps them gain the opportunities, skills, and status they need to reach their full potential.
Through media and policy makers, we rally support for practical immigration, citizenship, and integration policies.
We in the National Immigration Forum strive to make this country a home for its people.
We are the National Right to Life, and we fight to protect the most innocent and vulnerable members of our society. A fetus.
We fight for the right to live by fighting to protect them from the cruel acts of abortion, infanticide, assisted suicide, and euthanasia.
The NRLC is ultimately serving one goal, and that is you. We serve you by promoting respect for the worth and dignity of every human being.
We hope that you will be willing to stand and protect these innocent lives too.
Hello everyone, we are a special interest group representing Planned Parenthood. We are dedicated to providing not only reproductive care and complementary health services such as COVID testing, cancer screenings, and wellness resources to all Americans, regardless of their race, religion, age, disability, gender expression, or background. We value privacy, respect, and equality, and we believe that healthcare is a human right. Support Planned Parenthood.
We are the Republican National Committee, and we are the organizing body of the Republican Party. We believe in American exceptionalism, our Constitution, that all are created equal, political and economic freedom. We believe in building a strong military, gun rights, lower taxes, free market capitalism, restrictions on abortions, and a deregulated healthcare system. Let's keep America great.
I just saw yellow vent.
I'm yellow.
You're sus. Vote yellow.
Oh, we're back on air.
Thank you for tuning in.
Oh my god. Okay. This is just in. President Trump has revealed that he and the First Lady Melania Trump had tested positive for COVID-19. He'll be quarantined in the White House, but continuing his campaign virtually through the magic of the internet.
And so, that concludes our 2020 election simulation kickoff rally. We hope you got a kick out of learning about this year's candidates and interest groups.
Bye, y'all!